MELF.
Alrighty, good afternoon everybody. How you guys doing today? My name is Oliver Queen, and I believe we can do a little bit better than that cheer. I said, how are you guys doing today? Now that's more like it. My real name is Jason, and I'm the founder / executive producer of the YouTube channel known as Make 'em Laugh Films. We are entirely based on comedy and cosplay. And to my side is Peter, who owns Viera Comics, which is our base of operations for Make 'em Laugh Films. We film the vast majority of our comedy videos there. And today you are witnessing our panel, How to Be a YouTube Star. So we're going to take you through the history of our channel. When we started out as a small operation, and then with a little aggressive expansion and perseverance, we built it into something bigger, where we're now doing these conventions to see what you find people today. I'll let Peter do a little introduction.
Sure. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey originally, and 2 years ago I moved to Florida, and I went to school in New England, so I love it here. A little shout out to Boston. And I decided to follow my dream and open up a comic shop 2 years ago, and I got into cosplay, and I met Jason at a convention, and I found out he had this awesome YouTube channel, and I always wanted to act, and I was like, hey man, how do I get into this? And that's how we became friends and business partners, and now we're making videos together.
Absolutely. And just a forewarning too, we tend to stay in character whenever we're in cosplay, so you'll likely see us going in and out of character as this panel progresses.
When I play Green Lantern, I play him as a member of the Green Party, and he likes a lot of like green, if you know what I mean.
And I tell everyone that they fail in this city.
And he's way too serious, man.
That's what the island does to you. I was trapped on the island for 5 godforsaken years without any alcohol.
That's too bad for you, man. I don't drink alcohol anyhow.
But anyway, I started the channel back in 2008. I saw some awesome Dark Knight parodies, and I thought, why can't I do the same thing? So I met a great group of people at the University of Illinois. I was part of the Illini Film Video Club, started the YouTube channel with that Dark Knight parody, and I kept it going throughout the years, even after I graduated. I'm a health administrator actually for my real full-time job. We do this YouTube stuff on the side. We're trying to turn this into a second career, each of us. He owns a comic book shop. I'm a health director by day, but YouTube video director by night. And a lot of hard work goes into it, but it's worth it at the end of the day. Seeing this grow into something huge now, we're recognized all the way up at Boston, even though our base of operations is on the Space Coast in Florida. So all that perseverance surely pays off. And then I met Peter when I moved down to Florida several years back. I was expecting that I'd be like the only one continuing to make these YouTube videos for my Chicago-based group. But fortunate enough, we found this comic book shop, became our base of operations, and we met a great group of cosplayers who are now our YouTube team.
Yep, yeah, we have a nice little community. It's not even just the people that are on the YouTube channel. There's a lot of people that come into the shop and like to watch us make the videos and whatnot, and it's just a fun time doing it all.
Yeah, absolutely. But in terms of how to be a YouTube star, so it's going to start out small, and it's going to be a little discouraging at first if the subscribers or the views don't come as quickly as you'd like. I remember we released, our first video was the full-length Dark Knight parody. It's close to an hour long, and it only had several hundred views throughout the course of its first year of being online. I was like, okay, what are we doing wrong here? It's just a matter of getting the word out there. And then once it trickles down to people, it continues to spread and snowball then. So I started thinking, okay, maybe I need to capitalize on regular uploads now. Let's make some more Batman-related videos, or let's expand down to the Marvel territory to create concepts based on those characters to reach a farther audience. Let's get social media involved now. We have the Make 'em Laugh Films brand expand onto the different social media platforms, with Instagram now, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. And then getting the word out at conventions and networking with like-minded people and doing these videos here. So really, it's all been about getting creative with these different outlets and finding these venues to get the word out about the brand.
Yep, it's about regular content and always, besides putting out a YouTube video, you need to start using things like Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it takes to get some buzz going on about what you're doing meeting other people that are into that. And when you're on Instagram, it's probably one of the most effective ways to communicate with other people. And we met Tim over here. He does a podcast in New England, and we met him a few weeks ago, even before we came here, just through Instagram. And he came up to our booth and said, "Hey, I have to follow you guys," and I realized who it was, and you know, that's how it works, just networking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly how my original team started in Chicago, at the University of Illinois, actually. We're all part of the same film and video club with just a passion for making comedy. Then I met Peter and like-minded people down here after moving down to Florida, people that are into comics, cosplay. And then whatever topic that you want to do, just make sure that you're passionate about it, because there will be long hours and some discouraging moments, but at the end of the day, it's what you're passionate about doing, whether you're about unboxing merchandise or doing comical reviews about certain things, or it could even be cat videos. That could be, you know, your hobby and everything. You know, just make sure that's worthwhile and true to you, and that'll show through your content as well. We always like to think that we keep it fresh because we thoroughly enjoy and laugh at what we're doing. We're always thinking of new concepts to make fun of these characters. Like maybe we could put a funny new twist on Tom Holland with the Spider-Man Homecoming parody that we're filming. Let's make fun of this scene. Just anything that's amusing to us, we know that it's going to be amusing for our audience then. You know, and in those harder times, that's what will get you through it. There's just the perseverance, knowing that things will get noticed in the end.
Sure, and we actually have a very big following for certain things. Like we'll put out a Spider-Verse video or whatnot. Usually the Spider and Marvel videos do really well, and they get anywhere from thousands to millions of views. But we just did a Star Wars video, which we were very proud of and loved. But because we're not known for that, we're just gonna have to keep at it. It's probably only got maybe 600-700 views, which is not typical for our videos. And even like the unboxings that we're starting to get into, the unboxing videos, we do them while we're in character. We did a really funny one, as Green Lantern and Arrow. But those don't get a ton of views yet either, because we're not known for that. But there's certain people on YouTube that do unboxing videos, and they get millions of views for them. So
yeah, it's all about trial and error, really. There's no like set key to success with it, but you know, finding out what gels with you and your audience. So like Peter was saying, the Star Wars stuff doesn't quite do so well, but you know, we built a following with Spider-Verse, with Batman, all the DC-related characters and such. And then through the trial and error, like you'll be able to hone in on what the audience is really looking for. Like maybe they're looking for parodies, you know, of the MCU. And then timing is also a key factor in this. So we released like a Spider-Man Homecoming parody, probably like late winter, I'd say. But due to the release of the movie, it got a spike in views then. Now that parody is up to over 100,000 views, whereas before it was like trailing like under 20,000. So like timing is a crucial factor in this. So like sometimes you can just rest assured that people, when your topic, your subject matter is trending on social media, like those viewers are going to be directed to your content too, especially if you put the correct tags in it. So for instance, Spider-Man Homecoming, like hashtag Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, Marvel, cosplay, comedy, for instance, then your videos will get higher in the search results due to the algorithm.
And then as far as timing goes, you're also going to want to strategically use social media. Besides as a networking tool, we use Twitter a lot to, if we did a Guardians of the Galaxy, we use Twitter for all our videos, but we'll just use this as probably one of our most successful results. Was we tweeted to James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, hey, check out our Guardians of the Galaxy parody, and you know, please retweet it, and he did. And you know, we got that night. We had a lot of buzz over the video because of that. So it's just, you know, we got lucky. You know, I'm sure we caught him just at the right time. But yeah, we have to be relentless with it.
Like it's like 1 out of every 1,000 tweet attempts that we do. Because like every single video that we upload, we send it to any like related party. So for instance, for the Spider-Man Homecoming one, we sent it to Tom Holland, to Marvel, pretty much anyone related to the project, Michael Keaton. And just, you know, this one instance, you know, that hard work paid off. We do a lot of hard work trying to get the videos out there, even though we have a solid subscriber amount now. We're nearly at 40,000, whereas a few years ago it was about 6,000 subscribers when I first met Peter. But there's just been a lot of hard work behind the scenes with the hashtags, with cross-promoting on different social media platforms, doing collaborations with fellow cosplayers in the Florida cosplay community, getting the word out at different conventions, different avenues, and yeah, just trying to up our game in terms of quality too. Which leads me to my next point too. Starting out, in terms of the quality of your technology, it doesn't have to be extravagant. We started out filming on a Sony DVX camcorder, and that took these pretty old school tapes that we have to buy from Walgreens every single time. It was just very inefficient, and then I'd have to capture it on the computer software. It took hours and hours. Now, years later, due to the continued efforts and subscriber counts, and also the monetization of the videos, which is roughly $1 per 1,000 views for those that are eligible for those monetizations. We've been able to upgrade the video equipment. We're filming right now on the Sony 4K camcorder. We have an external microphone hooked up as well, which was also purchased from that. Upgrading the different cosplays. Just try to think of it as a long-term thing, that you're continuing to invest in yourself with these different projects that it's going to snowball slowly at first, but with the more and more subscribers that come your way, that means more views guaranteed. It's easier now to get a video that's over 100,000 views as opposed to just 2 years ago now, just due to our new subscribers that have been coming in. And then you can keep investing in bigger and better things. We've also been able to get a cosplay booth set up, professional backdrops and everything, prints made, and that was all as a result of the YouTube revenue that we get now on a monthly basis.
Sure, and as you grow, and as you start to get more views, you're also going to get the bad part of the business, and is you're going to start getting haters and people that want to discourage you. You'll put up a video that you worked very hard on and you're very proud, and a minute or two later you're going to see somebody write stupid or something along those lines. That's just somebody that doesn't have the guts or energy or ability to do what you just did. So you just have to have blinders on when you're doing anything that you're passionate about, and just keep doing it, and don't let anybody bring you down when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And every time we've experienced a hater or some kind of negative comment like that, I take it as that we're reaching a new brand of audience. We're reaching a demographic or an area of the world that might not be familiar with our content. And just to illustrate an example, I watched Bob's Burgers, the season or the show premiere, and I was like, okay, what the hell is this? This is wacky, but it was just so new that I didn't quite embrace it at the time. But it's stuck around and everything, and just grown on me drastically. And that's kind of how I feel, our brand can be sometimes too, trying out new things, okay, we're reaching new people now. And, it might take a little bit to, get that appreciation, but getting over those hurdles, it'll be inevitable in the end. And then also remember too, if you encounter someone that's trying to put up a blockade to your success, they're not risking themselves by, doing, what you're doing. You're following your passions, what you truly enjoy. And, they're just, idly hiding behind a computer screen. At the end of the day, you're exploring your passions, and if you keep at it, people are going to notice this and appreciate it. And in our case now, they actively seek you out. They want to join your mission, what you're a part of, get involved with the videos, essentially.
So we're going to keep talking, obviously, but we also want to encourage any questions. So
yeah, if anyone has any questions, we have a microphone set up over here. So if you guys think of any questions while we're talking as well, feel free to come forward. Yes?
How do you come up with all these new ideas?
Pretty much we're passionate about joking around and poking fun at every single new content that gets pumped out from, Marvel and DC. It's pretty much our sense of humor, and we literally just like to poke fun, whether it's in person or we have a group chat actually, with all of our YouTube team members. And we're just constantly having a good time making fun of the making of the Marvel and the DC movies.
Pitch ideas to each other, and we pull a lot out of current events and current movies and current comic books, things like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. We talk about older movies like Batman 1989 with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson is something that we are going to spoof at some point, just because it's such a great movie, and you know, even though it may not be as relevant right now, it's something that we want to spoof and parody.
Yeah, and we break the fourth wall in quite a few of these parody videos that we do. So, like our Justice League parody, we made fun of Zack Snyder's process and, you know, all the trademark elements of his movies. Like, okay, you removed all the color saturation from this shot here, or there's a lack of story, just in general here. Pretty much just making fun of how society views these products, or making fun of the Avengers. Oh, look what Tony Stark did. Like, this is all his fault again. Just like Ultron, just like Sokovia.
Yeah. And we're making fun of Michael Keaton in Spider-Man Homecoming because it's basically watching Batman. Yeah. He has his fun at everything.
It's Batman evolved into Birdman, who evolved into the Vulture.
Right.
Lord of the Wings. Yes. Yeah, we have a question right up front here.
I wanted to know how you guys organized your time management and your project management in the beginning and then kind of progressively.
Yeah, absolutely. In the beginning, I didn't even have my own editing computer. I relied on the Illini Film and Video Club's editing computer and software, and I'd have to go over to the center that housed that equipment. So I'd have to carve out maybe 8 to 12 hours to like edit the Dark Knight parody in different sessions. Thankfully, I found it more efficient to, when I could afford it, get my own equipment then, and then now I have an Apple, well, MacBook Pro, equipped with Final Cut Pro, and pretty much sheer willpower gets me through the editing process at times, because I work a full-time job as a health director, 40 hours a week, and then I come home and then I'll be working on these video projects in terms of editing, in terms of the script writing, or just focusing on the other facets of the operation, like costume ordering, planning out these different conventions. Maybe we need these new props, so pretty much all the different facets. I feel like it's my second full-time job, legitimately.
Yeah.
And pretty much just gotten more efficient at it. I've just always been used to multitasking, juggling different responsibilities at once, but it's what I really enjoy doing, so I just don't mind doing it. Sometimes, and my friends always tell me, like, to slow down. You know, it's hard for me to slow down and smell the roses sometimes, but I'm just that driven to take us to the next level.
Yeah, we all have other jobs, so to film, especially a big parody video, the Homecoming one we watched Spider-Man Homecoming. It was a Friday night, and when it ended at 9:30 or whatever, we all went back to my house, and we filmed till 2:30 and we finished filming. That was the one time we were all together, so sometimes you just have to have a late night or two to get it all done.
Yeah, and in that case too, I wanted to get the filming done, that final shoot, as soon as possible because of the timing. Because I knew that with Spider-Man Homecoming being released that weekend, I wanted to have the video completely edited and uploaded by the end of that weekend to capitalize on the trending for Spider-Man Homecoming and get the video higher in the search results. Yeah, this was actually the part 2 of our Spider-Man Homecoming parody, if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, timing can be key sometimes, and that part 2 is actually doing really well. I think it just crossed 30,000 views recently.
Sure. And the fun part of meeting late is, you know, we make a party out of it usually. Yeah. and it shows in film. You know, you can tell we're having fun and we're enjoying what we're doing.
Yeah. It's like kind of like sometimes the feel of the show Practical Jokers, if you guys have seen it. You know, these really good friends who just like to embarrass each other or just hang out with each other. It really shows in the final product. We go in with a script for most of these parodies, but we really encourage improvisation and going off script and just seeing what happens, or we usually just end up making fun of Matt.
Yeah.
He's our Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hi, Matt. Shout out. But yeah, it really shows through in the final version of the product. And I think that's part of why the audience comes back for more every time, is that they see that we're legitimately having a good time with what we do.
Yeah, we have fans now that quote our parodies to us, which is fun. Yeah, stuff that we never would expect to be happening, but it happens.
Yeah, and it's like humbling too, seeing people at these conventions. Like, we've never been to Boston, but we've had, well, up until now, but we've had people come up to us this weekend at our booth saying like, oh my god, you guys as a YouTube channel make me laugh films, and like literally shaking, like in our our presence. We're like, what? We're just like normal people who just like to dick around. We're not gods. So, you know, it's just humbling and cool just seeing that people have that reaction as a result of seeing us in person.
Any other questions? Sir?
Yeah, come up front. Spider-Man. He has not failed this.
We're gonna need that shirt back, actually.
I'm gonna need the suit back. Underoos!
Hi. Wait, can you hear me okay? Hi. I just wanted to ask if you think that it's harder to succeed on YouTube if you make controversial or kind of, you know, edgy content. I feel like with the algorithm changing and favoring more like child-friendly content or family-friendly content, if you think like it's even worth trying to, you know, make something more provocative.
When you say edgy, which direction?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure you know about like YouTube's new algorithm and stuff, so like it doesn't favor things like bad language or talking about serious topics. I mean,
yeah, like controversial social movements, topics.
Or even just like dark comedies. It's like anything that you wouldn't watch with like a child.
I think with dark comedies and whatnot, you should go do what you know you want to do, and if it's good, it's good. It's gonna it's gonna have traction. We swear in our videos. We try not to too much, but it happens, and sometimes you'll hear a beep, you know, whatever. So just do that. If you feel like it's too much, just beep it out. You know, and people will get what you were doing. Yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. There will be content that might like offend some people. And, like, if you don't want the blowback from that kind of thing, because there will be blowback with that, then I'd stray away from it. But there's a difference between being offensive just to be offensive, and then just pushing the envelope, you know, in a witty way to see, like, you know, how far you can go. Kind of like how Family Guy did it with, you know, Seth MacFarlane poking fun at different celebrities and such, you know, or like Archer, you know, making fun of certain things. But, you know, in a tasteful way where people are going to appreciate it, as opposed to giving you backlash about that. You know, that's kind of what you got to find your footing for.
There's a school of thought that in humor and comedy, nothing is off limits, and it shouldn't be. But you know, you have to. You know, if you're uncomfortable doing something, don't do it then. You know, that should be your marker. If it's something that's making you personally uncomfortable, that your humor. There's times where we do something like, that might have been even too much for us. You know, so
notice edit that part out.
Or we make memes a lot. If you go on our Instagrams, we love making memes, and sometimes we make great memes, but we can only share them with each other. It's just too much.
And then one last point before we take these next two questions is that sometimes it's trial and error too with the content. Like, we use Instagram a lot to test out some of the humor, and like if we get negative comments like based on these memes and stuff, we're like, okay, maybe we should stray away from making this into the YouTube content. All right, next two questions over here. All right, Riddler.
Haha, let me this.
Riddle me this.
Okie dokie. Boop, 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 boop. So, do you ever get hit by false DMCA claims from like the prospective studios that you're parodying?
Not really. The only thing that we've experienced is getting flagged for some of the older videos just by the content ID recognition. But those videos don't get taken down. It's just that we can't monetize those videos. Say like with the Dark Knight parody, we use the Hans Zimmer theme song. So unfortunately we can't monetize that one. But several years ago, we started using royalty-free content, which don't get flagged by the content ID system because you're allowed to use that content and still monetize your videos. So if that's what you're looking to do, I'd strongly suggest you know, going with that kind of content. Just making sure you either own all of the pieces, like if you make original pieces, or use music from other artists where they allow content creators to do so free of charge.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, I've got a question over here.
Have you ever heard of like Markiplier, PewDiePie, or Jacksepticeye?
I've heard of PewDiePie. Heard about PewDiePie at MegaCon, actually. Yes, fun stuff. How about you?
I haven't. What is it?
Let's have you give the elaboration on that, actually, for those who don't know. Because
There are other YouTubers.
Okay.
you probably know more about them than I do. I briefly checked out this.
So there's so many really cool things on YouTube and things that I just don't understand. I have a daughter who is almost 4, and she is, I can't remember the lady's name, but there's a lady who talks in a funny voice and unboxes toys. And she'll have like randomly a baby crying in it. The whole like, combination of the video is so bizarre to me. But she does not have one video that has under 1 million views. So whatever she's figured out is working for her. So there's an audience out there for whatever you want to create, that's for sure.
Yep, if you think of it, it's out there. And just with me and the content creation, sometimes I honestly fall behind with checking out, what's the next big thing, like on YouTube or in terms of movies or TV shows. Like, I'm dressed as Arrow today, but I've only seen season 1. I have yet to catch up on all the rest of the season. So ask me any question. I know I failed this city.
You failed Arrow.
I failed Arrow. Time for me to go back to the island. I failed this city. I am Oliver Queen. Previously on Arrow. Okay, we got another question over here. Sorry, I'm just messing.
If you were to do animations, what would you use for your editing software?
That is a very good question, and my friend Sean of the Sean Ward Show will be able to answer that for you. We do a lot of collaborations with the Sean Ward Show. He does a lot of live action parodies like ours, but he has done animation. I can't speak to animated editing softwares, but if you want to get in touch with my buddy Sean, he'll point you in the right direction. I'm sure there is some kind of way to, do some of that editing in Final Cut Pro, but in terms of straight up animation, Sean's your guy. Yes. Stretch, you have failed this city.
Cable has a question.
Cable.
How's it going, guys?
Doing good, how are you?
So yeah, you're filming this, which is awesome, and you guys have been filming like all week basically. Any tips for filming like during events, like specifically cons, obviously?
Pretty much at conventions, like always be rolling, because like you'll never like anticipate sometimes like some like awesome cosplay character running up to you or being in character or making some kind of joke. I pretty much never stop rolling when we do our flash mobs. Like yesterday we did a Harley Quinn flash mob party as well as a Spider-Verse flash mob party, and pretty much non-stop rolling. And we had like crazy characters like the Kingpin, the Punisher come in, trying to beat up the Spider-Verse. We had Batman come in, like me as the Joker yesterday, and all the Harley Quinns, just dominated Batman, took him down, started yelling Martha at him. Like you're never sure like what you're gonna get, so pretty much just always be rolling, and then try to rope in as many other people as you can, like all these other like-minded people to get them involved in the party. And just always, with you always getting new content, like you said, we're filming right now. This is going to be a new video on the YouTube channel for people who, didn't have the privilege of coming with all of you fine people to Boston Comic Con. They'll still be able to see the content and all the fun that's taking place right now in this moment.
Yeah, most people, when they see the camera and they find out that it's going to be on YouTube, want to be in the video. So it's very easy to find willing people at a convention to do it, or anywhere else. We filmed in Florida, MegaCon convention, also put on by Fan Expo. We had decided that we were going to film the Winter Soldier scene where Captain America fights in the elevator. So I'm not going to name the hotel because we think the elevator is a little iffy after what we did.
They might sue us.
But anyhow, we filmed the fight between Captain America and the Hydra agents, and each time we stopped, new people would come in. We'd quickly say to them, "Hey, we're about to film a video. You guys want to be in it?" And I think maybe 1 out of 50 people said no. They got off real quick, but they all wanted to be a part of it and have fun with it. And it's actually a really funny video if you ever get a chance to check it out.
And just yesterday with the Harley Quinn flash mob, it only started out small. There were only a few Harley Quinn cosplayers, but when other cosplayers walked by and they saw the insanity that was taking place, they just jumped in. And then we had a couple of really active promoting Harley Quinns that would just go grab other Harley Quinns and other Jokers, and then found Batman and got them involved in the party. So seeing that spectacle live, people are going to want to be a part of it. They're drawn to it.
And as far as always be rolling, like Jason said, while he was filming the actual Spider-Verse video, I was taking behind the scenes on my phone just for fun, but we put them on Instagram and they're getting good traction just because people are seeing them have fun, these little snippets of the video, little behind the scenes, and that's what we call it, behind the scenes. Basically Instagram should be your #1 tool as far as talking about what you're about to put out and whatnot, and that's an important part of the YouTube equation, I think.
And then Instagram has a cool feature called the live feed feature, where you get to interact with your followers in real time, and they can comment, ask you questions. And actually, YouTube has that feature as well. We're going to try that out recently, not recently, but pretty soon as well. We've been having a blast interacting with our followers on Instagram, so it could only be even better on YouTube, where we have an even larger following on Instagram.
Yeah, we drove to Raleigh, North Carolina a few weeks ago for Raleigh SuperCon, and this is kind of a long drive from Florida, I guess 9 hours each way, and we just made it go much quicker by doing Instagram Live feeds throughout the whole trip. And then I did an Instagram Live yesterday and today, and people love seeing the convention. People aren't here, so they love seeing that the actual con and the people in it. And the people that were walking by saw I was doing it, and they started getting in on it too, so it was fun. So there's always, I really feel like if you're doing something like that, people are going to just gravitate towards you. So just be ready to call them in and rope them in.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other questions at this point before we proceed? But yeah, it starts out small, like we've been saying, but with a little, like the rest of expansion and a little bit of dedication and time investment, it could grow into something that's truly spectacular. And we're still rapidly growing. We'll be crossing 40,000 subscribers pretty shortly. Like one of the milestones I've had for years is to want to break 100,000 subscribers. So we're going to see how long it takes us to get to that point. I think with the continued efforts, and we pump out two videos each week to further accumulate that growth rate, to further expedite that. And regular content upload is the key to growth. And then expanding with the convention operations, like we've been doing many bigger conventions in Florida, but now we want to travel to other states. So we hit up Raleigh SuperCon, we went back to our home base in Florida for Florida SuperCon. Here at Boston now, we'll be going to Tampa come the end of September. And then our list for conventions for 2018 is even larger. Of course, we're going to be making new YouTube content every single time. And then inviting our cosplay friends and also making new cosplay friends to join in the operation. So it's just going to continue to snowball.
And as you start, if you're just starting out with a YouTube channel, that's going to be your main focus. You're going to be trying to figure out how to put out a good video and what works for you. But as you start to do that, you're going to want to start to use all the other tools that are available. We just recently guested on a podcast. Our friends that do it's called the Creative Hangout podcast in Florida. And I used to be a DJ in a college radio station here in Rhode Island, in the New England area, and brought back so many good memories. I love doing that kind of media. So hopefully we'll be able to start incorporating that, maybe even once a month, recording a show. I know our good friend Tim here has a podcast called Under the Cape. So subscribe to that or listen to that if you ever get a chance. Yeah.
And then in doing this thing, just such a great networking experience, opportunity for talented people from different industries. We host a wide array of events at Viera Comics, and we've literally created a very thriving, healthy cosplay community on the Space Coast. And we like to think of each of our events at Viera Comics as a mini Comic-Con. We bring in cosplayers, photographers, video makers, and also editors, photo editors that do real-time photo edits, like our good friend Dodging Karma Design. We had a cosplay party where any cosplayer could come in, have a free professional photo taken with a white backdrop, and then our friend Ed from Dodging Karma Design, he was able to provide those cosplayers then with real-time photo edits to put in any background they wanted. And we had several cosplayers receive different movie posters. And then during those parties, we're always rolling. We never stop rolling. We always go to these parties and other events at Viera Comics with different parody ideas, different hangout ideas, party video ideas. Pretty much all across the board, just new content being pummeled out.
Nerf battles.
Yeah, the Nerf battles. We're big kids.
And those do surprisingly well on YouTube. So if you're not sure what to film, get some friends together and have a Nerf battle and film it and throw it on YouTube.
Yeah, it could be about anything really, like as simple as doing a real-time movie review. You could be watching Guardians of the Galaxy and doing a commentary on it, or a live feed, and then upload that to YouTube at the end of that feed, you know, doing questions and answers with your following.
Or you could do a show like on Big Bang Theory, Fun with Flags. There is no right or wrong. It's whatever you're passionate about. And I know we mentioned it, but regular content and regular postings of videos or postings about the videos to come are going to be crucial on your growth.
And you can even use, you know, technology as simple as your iPhones to do the recording starting out as well. And then if it grows into something bigger, you know, with the money coming in, then you can upgrade from there. But it doesn't have to be, you know, movie quality, like a movie studio quality, you know, to begin with. We're not even at that level. Probably won't be for years, you know. It doesn't have to be professional, just, you know, having fun and having engaging content. And another key is the first few seconds of the video, to make it, you know, very attention-grabbing, very engaging from the get-go, because then the audience, they're going to be more likely to watch the video through its completion then. And then also putting your brand logo in the very beginning of it, you know. Sell yourself. Let people know what it's all about. And then at the end of the video as well, putting different annotations, like your links to your own other social media platforms. A call to subscribe as well. Having the subscribe flash in your audience's face at the end of the video. Like, they're more likely to hit that subscribe button and commit to following you. Also, with the video thumbnails, to make it flashy, like pick out what's the best moment from your video and use that as your custom thumbnail. Because going through the search results, the flashier it is, the more likely that people are going to want to click on your video then.
Definitely. Any other questions?
All right, but just the main takeaway points are just perseverance. Like, you're pursuing this because you're passionate about making yourself into a YouTube star. And, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. Viral videos where it just goes, you know, over 1 million views overnight, those are few and far between. Like, those are sheer luck a lot of times. But if you, like, put forth, you know, the time and keep investing in yourself, and if you build that following, that solid foundation of subscribers, then after a little while, like every single video you do, it's going to have that same likelihood, that same chance of going viral eventually then. Like that combined with the timing, and then just the, you know, continued promotion on those other social media platforms, it's going to just congregate all that traffic. And then it's likely that your videos across the board will have substantial view counts at the end of the day, which means more monetization opportunity, which means more chance for you to develop this into a second career, and then, you know, new equipment purchases. Take it to the next level, and then you can up the quality.
And we're at the point now where, as far as finding collaborators, it's very easy for us. I mean, we lost a few members recently, and we were able to replace them just like that, just because we have people that want to work with us, are clamoring to work with us. But if you are just starting out, it might be hard to find like-minded people that you want to work with. And depending on what topic you're going to be going into, Facebook and Facebook groups that are out there or already formed are going to be the best way to try and put a shout out. Find a if I don't know if you're into, like, if your YouTube video is going to be about auto body repair, then look for an auto body repair near you, just a group, and do that. I mean, we're heavily involved in cosplay community groups and things like that. We've even created our own group. But, or you could even do that too. If you have a passion, create that group, and you'll be surprised at how many people will find it and join, and then you'll probably be able to find other people to make videos with, or start making videos together on your channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, we're going to conclude. My name is Oliver Queen, and you all have not failed this city. On behalf of us both, thank you very much for supporting Make 'em Laugh Films and Viera Comics, and for checking out our panel, How to Be a Star on YouTube. We are out. Enjoy the rest of Boston Comic Con.